Last Wednesday, Massachusetts was hit with its second big snowstorm of the year, this time bringing about 7 inches of wet, heavy snow to Attleboro. Even though the bulk of the storm was over by noon, it was enough to shut down many parts of the city, including City Hall, schools, and many afternoon events. It also meant that commerce was brought to a standstill in some parts of the city. We spoke with a few business owners to get their take on how the weather is affecting them.
It's probably the last 5 weeks. We've either had a holiday or snow days, and how it impacts our business, as you can see, when there's no school, there's no customers. When there's no customers, we don't know what to expect. So we prepare like it's an ordinary day, but I've probably had about 8 customers since 6 o'clock this morning, which if you add that up, that doesn't even cover an hour payroll. So, it's impacted all our businesses, not just mine, any restaurant, any business that depends on customers coming in. This is the problem that we're having, and what can we do about it? Nothing. It's the weather, it's New England, and this is what we're doing. But unfortunately, even when the weather is like this, we still have the same bills. So if you look at losing 1 or 2 days each week for the last 5 weeks and thinking that maybe you're getting a third of what you normally would make in that day, that impacts our businesses. It's a struggle. So whether we can make it through these times, that's the problem. And it's been, it's just an unfortunate situation. There's really not much you can do about it. Once you have school cancellations, you also have daycare cancellations. So a lot of these commuters are that they have daycare issues as well. So many of them work from home this day so that they can still be a part of their businesses, but that's the way I think businesses have had to deal with what's going on in our environment and our weather. So even that, that's another issue that families who have children are dealing with. It isn't just my business, the parking lots, even that parking lot, the flower shop, people aren't going to go out looking for things that they would ordinarily do, the bookstores and everything, that, all our businesses that depend on people coming out or driving or getting there are impacted. It isn't, like I said, it isn't just, but restaurants, if you follow the news, have really taken a hit because if it's too cold out, people don't want to go out. If it's raining, they don't want to go out. If it's snowing, if it's this, if it's that. Once you get home, it's very comfortable to stay home. And a good day, everybody wants to get out. Or at lunchtime, even that, if the weather's nice and it's been not so nice for a while, they want to take a walk. So they're not particularly looking to go inside because they've been inside. So even a good day sometimes has, after a series of bad days, has its downside. If I was to take every week and take those 2 days and say, well, I'm not going to open, you still have to be there, whether or not. So Jonathan and I work it out. We work out that we're the two that are working it, and if it's slow, we'll probably close around 1 or 2 today, depending on, we're going to wait and see what lunch is like. But I don't have a lot of hope because, as you can see, look around, it's not very promising.
So far, I just had my first customers walk in the door. When snow comes in the morning, you just expect it to be a later crowd. Worst fear is you get no crowd at all because of the snow, but it looks like it's letting up, so hopefully, late afternoon and the dinner, we'll be back to normal. If history holds, lunch will be off. It typically is. I don't know if people don't want to brave the streets, parking being an issue. I see the lot's not quite cleared out yet. It takes time. We realize that. It's been very hurtful, very impactful. Actually, the cold has been more of an impact than the snow. A couple weeks ago, we had the storm on a Tuesday. Business was a little slow, but the 2 cold days after that, we're dead. We're dead. We just find that the climate and the weather has really impacted business so far this year. Plowing it's responsibility of my landlord. So, provided he can get it plowed in time for our customers to come and park, we should be all set. Today he's just out there plowing it now, so he's ahead of the crowd, so we should be fine. The city really does a phenomenal job. They really do. It's very rare that I have to come in, and it's not already cleared or not in the process of being cleared. I've never really had customers come in who are all full of snow on their feet because things are uncleared. I can't speak for the rest of the area, but around here the city seems to do a good job.